Brought to you by Penguin.
On the Edge, The Art of Risking Everything. Written and read by Nate Silver.
A note to listeners, this audiobook includes a bonus PDF of charts and a glossary from the book. To Robert Galden. Preface to the paperback edition. On an early morning in February 2025, I woke up from an unusually vivid dream predominated by one feeling: nostalgia. Improbably, I was living back in my childhood home of East Lansing, Michigan. My neighborhood, though always pleasantly tree-lined with middle-class colonial revival homes, had transformed into a technicolor version of itself, festooned with banners welcoming home returning soldiers. Naturally, not being an architecture buff, I fed a picture of my childhood home and our next-door neighbor to ChatGPT, which provided this diagnosis. I then asked it to make a best guess of where these homes were located. After a few seconds of contemplation, it homed in on the Great Lakes region. I'd suggest they might be in a suburb of a city like Buffalo or Rochester in upstate New York, or possibly in southeast Michigan near Detroit. Both areas have plenty of neighborhoods built around the 1920s to 1940s that look a lot like this. This is not quite an A-plus answer. East Lansing is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Detroit and is a suburb of Lansing, not Detroit itself, but pretty good given how little information it had to work with. I'd come home to Mom and Dad from work in an office tower at my pleasant and fulfilling job at ABC News, which I'd left 2 years earlier among budget cuts and mismanagement. It doesn't take a psychoanalyst to figure out the motivation for this dream. The previous night, I'd been up late, reading an advanced copy of a report by a team of leading AI researchers predicting either an AI takeover or an AI-driven utopia in just a decade or so. The antonym to nostalgia is something like disconcertment. In early 2025, it is hard to escape that feeling. It seems that the days of the old, comforting world are numbered and that we are on the precipice of something transformative and possibly quite dangerous. If the options are AI utopia or AI takeover, can I just get off the bus? I'm not sure I like the odds. It is unmistakably a time of acceleration in two areas: geopolitics, particularly with the return of President Trump to office, and AI. And of course, these worlds are increasingly intersecting, especially in the form of OpenAI co-founder and Doger-in-chief Elon Musk. I'm not sure whether you'd say that On the Edge exactly predicted this alliance, but it came pretty close. In my reporting for the book, which spanned from mid-2021 through early 2024, I'd had a front seat at the literal poker table. I even played twice in the high-stakes poker game run by the hosts of the All In podcast, who are close confidants of Musk, as Silicon Valley became increasingly comfortable expressing its disillusionment with the Democratic Party and the liberal regime. It saw itself as constrained in various ways, from regulatory burdens to woke culture that tech elites had eye-rollingly gone along with. Musk's official endorsement of Trump came only after the assassination attempt, which occurred after the book went to the printer, but the writing was on the wall. Now, the restraints are off. Democrats' handling of the 2024 election, first by renominating a clearly diminished President Biden, and then by replacing him with his unpopular vice president, have been a terrible exercise in risk management. Although, let it be noted for the record that Kamala Harris at least gave Democrats a fighting chance and probably pared their losses in Congress. It was precisely the sort of decision process that has increasingly enabled the river to run circles around the village. The river and the village are the names for the two main communities that you'll meet in this book. The river consists of competitive, quantitative, risk-seeking types, including but by no means limited to Silicon Valley, while the village is essentially the liberal establishment in academia, media, and the civil service. Although Musk has long expressed concern about AI safety, much of the rest of Silicon Valley, and especially the Trump-supporting faction, are self-described techno-utopians who explicitly advocate for moving full speed ahead. A Biden executive order on AI safety was rescinded within Trump's first hours in office. Then, at an Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in Paris in early February, newly elected Vice President J.D. Vance warned against excessive regulation of AI. These weren't accidental choices. In contrast to his unexpected victory in 2016, the slow-moving car crash of Biden's renomination had given Trump and his allies plenty of time to plan.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?